Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. XRP banging to the upside. Bitcoin hanging by an edge. We got some altcoins banging. We got memes. Got something on near you might want to take a look at. We got something coming at you every single day here. Shout out to you. We're on in 10 minutes. Get yourself ready. Get yourself situated. We're about to make it happen. Let's go, baby. Let's go. God bless each and every one of you. Crypto is life. Let's go. See you in 9 minutes and 30 seconds. That's right. Right back at it. 8 o'clock. I don't miss Saturday, baby. Saturday. Beautiful day here in Florida. I tell you what, took my family to the beach from about, we went from like 3 hours, like 2 to 5. Unbelievable. Saw the 2 to 6. We saw the sunset. Unbelievable time to be alive, man. May dear Lord bless each and every one of you for coming here today on this beautiful live stream. What a blessing it was to be alive. Let's take a look at Bitcoin sideways all day. I'm going to show you kind of what I'm looking at and what I see, and we're going to break it down. Let's get that music back up and running there. We got Danny on the ones and twos in the back there. Danny, thank you. We got this new guy here. He comes every weekend to play the music and hang out in the studio. It's been awesome. Really appreciate you, Danny. It's so nice to have you here. There's nobody here. I'm all alone. Yeah, there's nobody here. Shout out to everybody. You gotta. I'm crazy. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get the water. Hydrate. I didn't put lemon in. I don't like to do lemon too late at night. I switched to just plain water throughout the day there at the lateness. Let's break down Bitcoin. I'll show you the trade that I got cooking. I'm either gonna. Here's the deal. I'm going $2,000 for $8,000. Makes sense, right? And see, the other day I made 10,000 in one day, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll take 2 of that 10, and I'll risk it for 8. If I lose $2,000 in this trade, I'm still up $8,000, right? I can go to sleep at night and be like, no worries, it's all good, like no stress. And that's the beautiful thing about taking profit. Like I took profit that day. I actually had the profit that day. I made, the money. So now I'm like, okay. And that's why I swing trade alts and I do lev. And so if we go to 86,000, they get me. And maybe I'll cut it off if I see we lose a 200 MA or something doesn't look right. And if we go to 108,000, I win. So I either get kicked out at 86 or I win at 108. 2 for 8, baby. It is what it is, right? And it's not that big of a trade. What is it, a $42,000 trade? I believe it's 2 for 8. Let's just double check. Yeah, 8,000 there. And it is about a $2,000 loss. Maybe it might even be like a... Yeah, no, it would be about... It's going to be... Yeah, let's see. Because it has to be a... What was it on the ratio? Got in earlier. Where are we? Basically right where we're at. Yeah, it's almost a 4-to-1. See, it's a 3.8, It ain't bad. So I think it might be more like a 23 for 8 or something like that. But you know what I mean? It's basically a little over 2 for 8, like 27 for 8, something like that. But it's a pretty good trade. 3.8 risk on risk reward ratio. Like, I like it. And at the end of the day, if I lose 2 racks, I lose 2 racks. So be it. I'm straight. You know what I mean? I've thought it through. And if we get above these other areas, I'll be scalping and I'll probably make way more than $8,000. I'll probably make 20 combined if I keep doing 2 or 3. You know what I mean? Because I'll scalp on the way up on my Weeks account. I also have the same trade open on Weeks. All right? Just in case you didn't know. I like Weeks. I'm starting to use it way more. Just 2 best exchanges in the game, man. I know I got them. And I pay the least amount of fees of anyone in the game. Same trade here. This one's small. I like to make sometimes a little bit of a smaller trade. This is just the 106. And that stops deeper too. 85.5, right? So that's still a 2.9 for it. That's a little riskier. See? The other one's a 3.83. And again, this shows you that you can be creative with your trades. This one might win. They might bring us down and bounce there, and the other one might get hit off, and this one might win. They both might win. You see what I'm saying? But there you go. And so I'm just showing you my sauce. To me, that's a beautiful thing. And we're going to talk about it right now. We're going to look at the daily close. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to show you what I see happening for these altcoins. And we're going to break it down for bitty Bitcoin, baby. On this Saturday night. Shout out to the people that are decalcifying that pineal. Get that pineal gland open. Get yourself ready. You should be meditating daily, vibrating at a high frequency, and positioning yourselves for the future. Because we're going to a high consciousness. This is the age of Aquarius, the age of awakening. Don't you notice everything has been revealed? It all started Harvey Weinstein, right? That was it all seemed like everything was fine, and then boom, and then ever since that time, haven't you noticed? Maybe you haven't. Maybe you're just waking up, but I've been awake for a long time. I was waiting for every one of you to wake up, and now we're all here together. I'm like Morpheus. Oh, you've taken the orange pill, have you? Welcome to the Crypto Life Show, right? I'll teach you about Ed Lee Scalene and Coral Castle. Write it down. Coral Castle, Ed Lee Scalene. Write it down right now. Coral Castle. Write it down. It'll change your life forever if you don't know what it is. Some of you do. Who here knows what Coral Castle is? In the chat. Anyway, I love you. Put a 333 if you know what Coral Castle is in the chat. Put a 444 if you've never heard of it before. I just want to see how many threes and fours we got over here. All right. All right. So Bitcoin likely going to make a bit of a move here to the upside, says me. But you never know. It is a bit of a, either way. And we had a 1 hour candle. We had 1 hour stochastics. And, they were low today. But we just kind of did this, like almost gearing up. And so they still haven't made a pass through. And, this is interesting. I've toyed with this, but like that's a shoulder, that's a head, and that's a right shoulder, and it breaks out. I know you don't, I've seen all of this stuff 1,000 times. More than, it's all hidden. It's hidden inside. It's all there, though. Lack of bearish momentum in the MACD. Low, high, higher, low. Seems to be holding up here at 90,500. But only time, 90,002 was really, it got hairy there twice now. We could wake up tomorrow and we'll just shred us right to the downside. I told my wife, I was sitting with her, I was like, if more people are long and all the stops are down here, they're going to dump us. I said, if more people are short and they pump us up here, they're going to pump, and so they got everybody in a holding pattern right now, and they know it. They got the head and shoulders, so they got a bunch of people with stops right here waiting to take the trade down. You see? I believe most people are trading this head and shoulder right now. So I'm going to counter trade them. You see? That's something I actually have to believe. That's my trader instinct. All right? And again, if I use no trader instinct at all, which I don't have to, it's a symmetrical triangle that could go 50-50. And I have to know I'm taking a 50-50 shot on this one. Doesn't mean every trade I take is 50-50, but it means every once in a while I will fall. Maybe if I take 100 trades, there might be 4 or 5 of them that are in symmetrical triangles that I know are a bit iffy. What if I hit the last 6? I'll take this one with some risk, and that's why I'm in it. I've explained to you already exactly what I'm doing. I'm already covered on the loss if I lose. It really kind of, the sad thing is if I win $8,000 or lose $2,000, I don't know if it really even matters, right? But it's at least it's out there. It's funny, on Friday, Frankie said that what he thought would cause the most pain would be keeping ripping after bearish signs. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't like to speculate like that with you guys. I like to just show you the charts. What I will tell you, moving average is getting tight. 9 out of 10 times we get a move to the upside. If we were going to dump, what would have happened was the moving averages would have stayed here and the 200 would have lingered and we would have dumped down to the 200. When you pull the 200 towards price action on the 1 hour time frame, you're likely going parabolically further to the upside. Nation states are buying Bitcoin behind your back. Entire pension funds from states, Pennsylvania, it's going to be state after state here in the United States, because if you don't have it, then other states are going to be better and people are going to leave your state. Your state's not going to be competitive if you don't hold Bitcoin on the balance sheet. And I'm not saying it's always a competition, but there's constantly a little bit of a competition of who wants to move to what state. A lot of people did leave blue states for red states or blue states for swing states. I moved to Florida, for many different reasons, but really for the weather. I was at the beach today. It was 80 degrees today, 82, just 80. One of the most beautiful days you've ever seen in your life today. The weather was just absolutely fabulous. I'm sorry to keep talking about it. It was fabulous. And right now it's 69 degrees and clear. Are you kidding me? Like, you go for a bike ride tonight and smell the air. It's beautiful and fresh. Tomorrow it's going to be 79. It's like the weather just looks absolutely lovely for the next week. It's going to be high of 80 degrees. I'm just excited. Perfect blue sky. And I see a complex inverted. I see the inverted head and shoulder, right? I'm starting to see the complex inverted head and shoulder that's going to break to the upside now. Honestly, shoulder, head, right shoulder. I feel like that was the right. You should have dumped there. When you came up here and made that should have made a shoulder. That makes sense. When you broke that shoulder, but I'm open-minded though. And I know they're going to do whatever hurts the most people. And so whoever's on the wrong side of the trade is going to get banged out. And you know what they usually do? They come down, then they go up, then they come down, then they go out. Or they go up and come down. It'd be hot in the trade and then they'll come, try to get as many as they can before the move. You know the move's coming. It's like they just want to, it's like a dog. He's about to jump in the water, but he's going to shake off as many fleas as he can here on his way. You know, it's like the most painful thing this weekend was seeing Mike Tyson getting abused by that goof from Money. I will be honest. Me and my wife watched it together, and everyone felt the same. You know, that was. Can we talk about that for 1 second, or is that no one wants to hear about it? I got to talk about it. It was a moment of. It's Saturday nights. I get a little more into like a Saturday night talk show kind of thing, but I do the charts while I'm talking to you. Like I already gave you a Bitcoin idea, and I give you a live trade, right? Like what else? You can't. You know, it's not like I just sat here and ran my mouth and didn't give you the sauce. I showed you exactly what I'm saying, what I'm doing, right? Dude, I feel like a new ecosystem is evolving. Yeah, Mike, no, but Mike Tyson is one of my favorite people in the world. Okay? Mike Tyson, one of my most favorite people in the world, man. You know what I mean? These are my boxing gloves, Mike Tyson. Sign them. Right? Mike Tyson, bro. You know? Let's go, man. And I love the dude, man. If you're born when I was born, Mike Tyson boxing gloves, baby. Right? But if you're born when I was born, all right? These are awesome. I cherish these to the day I die, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Ah! No. But seriously, man, if you're born when I was born in the 80s, Mike Tyson was amazing. You know what I mean? And, you know, he changed my life forever watching what he did, you know? And, you know, I was at the age watching his fights in real time, like, it was insane. And, he was not somebody to be messed with, man. He was Mike Tyson, bro. Like, no joke. And yet last night when I saw him, he made me realize how when we get older, we will be old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he made me think of my mortality. He made me think of how long time has passed since I've seen him in the ring, and just the whole, I don't know, it was just a weird, very strange experience for someone born in my time frame, you know? I don't know if the new generation, it might have been just, I don't know what it was for them. I don't really understand it. For them, it might have just been like whatever's, but I don't know, for us oldies, if you're born in like, you know, the 80s, early 80s and before, it was just I can't explain it. Almost like, I don't know. But you know what? He got a payday for his years of being Mike Tyson. He got paid again. It was almost like Jake Paul broke him off. Think about it. Jake Paul's like, yo, I got an idea. I can get you a bunch of money, Mike. You know? And Mike's like, I don't know. And look, I mean, they made millions of dollars, right? Everybody showed up. It broke the internet. I mean, after the first round, we knew it just wasn't happening. And whether it was staged or not, you know, even at the end, he said, I wasn't trying to hurt Mike, you know, and then he tried to like, so then you knew it was staged. Like, he wasn't, pretty sure he was going to beat him up, pretty sure it was going to be over, you know. The beginning, it looked like a real fight. The first round was awesome. And then when he got hit in the side of the head there, I think he went in on his knee, and I think the weight of his knee, I think he injured his knee. I mean, I think at that point he knew, I think his knee was so badly injured that he couldn't punch off of it. You know, and you need all your weight from your feet. And at that point, I think he just tried to get through the fight at that point. That's what I feel happened. But anyway, God bless anybody. Let's move on. All right, we didn't hear, I guess, you know, this is TA, but, you know, it happened. All right, it happened. Yeah, a bunch of people were fighting, you know, people bet on Jake Paul, made money, you know. He looked like he worked out really hard, and his sparring was really intense. It was good, okay. Yeah. Second round, his age showed hard. He did better than I thought, and I love the guy. Yeah, Mike was pulling punches and pocketed 20 mil. Amen. As someone said, those two just pulled off the biggest heist in boxing history. Yeah. I mean, you know, when it was over, I mean, everyone knew, you know, you had to sit there and you were like, what just happened? I was just duped. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I mean, whatever. But like, but at the same time, I love Mike so much that I wasn't duped. It was kind of a special moment for me. I don't know. I can't explain it. Again, it will go down in history as just something interesting that happened, man. You know? Measured move of just that initial leg takes you further up to 102,000. So it says we haven't hit the measured move yet. You just, that is going to be the measured move. We haven't hit that yet. Now, there's a bigger measured move here too. All right. So let's do our top-down analysis for anyone that's just starting to watch me here. So you're looking at the weekly time frame. You clearly have resistance on the weekly here. Again, like I said, each time you had a burst of bullish momentum, you did not come back and bounce off the previous resistance that was holding us hostage. Same thing here. We broke out of here. We did not retest this. Those wicks came pretty close. And then so it just suggests that, no breakout, no retest. No breakout, no retest. No, it doesn't say that we are going to retest this key area, right? It looks like that may be a nothing burger if you're waiting on that idea. I'm not saying it's guaranteed. I just wanted to put it out there for now, all right? So we know that we have resistance right here. This is like the first stop. I always just make it obvious to myself what's happening, right? And I do this so I can figure out where we're going every single day. So 71.5. Do we come all the way back to 71.5? We could. I've been pulling a Fibonacci here and looking at this key area of 76,077. That's from this movement there. And, we could come back to that key area. Slop on the moving averages, 21 is starting to get a little far away, but you can get pretty far away on the weekly. But this rally, we've been pretty close to it as if the weekly wants, if you consolidated here and some type of flag and then you broke back up, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. 118,000 by April, if we made some type of downward position and then we broke back out again. I've seen that many times. It would make sense if Bitcoin did get a pullback. One thing I keep seeing too is the fear and greed. Whenever I've seen this in the high, that's just, I got to tell you, whenever I've seen it at 88 and above, we've had a massive dump. Tells me that my trade, makes me want to pull my trade off, because 5 out of 5 times when I've seen this, and I've been live with you guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, and I said, man, if I don't take some profits here, we get hit so hard. So that is just very, very weird. That makes me want to sell everything and wait. It's so creepy. So creepy. Like 90 on the extreme greed. So just something to think about there, and look, Bitcoin just dropped about $200 in a second here as I get slightly bearish. Okay, now let's go down to the 3-day chart. 3-day chart also closed today, right? We wanted to see how it was going to close. It closed pretty weird. All right. It didn't close red. Remember when I said it can't close red? It closed red. We were mostly every time the 3-day closed red against the green candle. Look at this. Right there, we pull back, pulled back, pulled back, pulled back, bigger pullback, pull back, pull back, pull back, little pullback, pull back, right? It fought hard. It fought so hard, and it ended up closing a green candle. And, that is a bullish pin bar. You see that? Known as a bullish pin bar, usually a bullish candle. Usually you like to see it down here in a reversal area. See, that's a bullish pin bar. See that right there? This candle right here is considered a bullish pin bar, a bullish hammer. See how it looks like Thor's hammer? It's got the big chunk of iron here and the, come up here, and then the long handle. It usually represents a move back to the upside, a reversal in price action, right? When you see this, it's a very bullish sign, all right? Doji candlesticks. Candlesticks do have information. Like this is a bullish engulfing. You can put this inside of that, and we had a continuation move, right? Wow, Bitcoin actually getting pounded right now, 90,500 at the moment. So we take a look here at the 3-day candle, and it closed okay, but it's not amazing. But at least so far so good. It did have a really big wake up, so it saved the day. And we're going to take a look at today. And so today was red. It opened at 91,058. The high was 91,820. The low was 90,069 and 21 cents, and we would close at 90,636 and 24 cents. Down $422, right? So Bitcoin would go down by $400. Really a nothing burger on the day, pretty sideways for BTC. You take a look at the daily time frame, and you go to make some sense of what you're seeing here, right? And you clearly have this bigger gap and price action. As I said before, we don't never have we revisited. I'm not saying that doesn't mean a thing. You kind of look at this too. I mean, there's a little bit of bearish div here as this whole chunk does swing up while this does swing down, suggesting we may be in some trouble there for Bitcoin as well. And you're very overbought on the stochastics RSI. All right, and now you have, you did now make tweezer tops with a red candle yet again. However, whoever shorted here got eaten here, and it looked like it was time to short with tweezer tops there. So, but now you have a little more definitive divergence for BTC. So it begs the question, then what happens? Well, you have basically two possibilities, in my humble opinion. Had that not broken out, it would have been more of a falling wedge. But because that's up there now, you kind of have to use that as the area. And it tells me that's, we could do something of this nature. Maybe we Bart Simpson, no, I'm not saying we can't dump. But maybe we just go sideways for a little while. Let the alts really do damage before we break out somewhere here by November 22nd. We take about a week to go sideways. We catch the 21 here. We range between 86,000, 91,000. We just kind of range here, and then boom, we get a massive breakout to the upside for Bitcoin, right? We catch the 21-day moving average. This would make sense to me. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world that could happen, all right? Second, that's just a scenario. I'm giving you basically the play-by-play. Then the other idea is this, that we kind of move like this we're moving like this to the upside. And we're going to maybe come back down to 88, but still make a bigger move eventually. And so it puts me to watch the 12-hour, the 22. They're all getting oversold. Some bearish div though, like look, shoulder, head, kind of right shouldering. 8-hour time frame, shoulder, head, bit of a right shoulder there. You can't deny that it looks like a head and shoulder pattern right there. Which would take us nicely to the downside. Bitcoin did that exact thing on the daily right after the Trump conference, and it did dump exactly like it was supposed to. And here we are again, like, are we making an inverted? And so, like, I'm kind of stuck in this idea, I don't have the answers. I wish I did. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. All I can do is, use what I'm willing to risk. Not bet the whole bag. Know that if I lose, I can easily bounce back. I have enough capital and it's not a big deal, and take a shot. The 4-hour suggests that we could continue further up, but we've gone from low stochastics to high and kind of haven't really gotten, above any resistance. There's a resistance there at 91.5. We got to really close a 4-hour candle above 91,500 to solidify some type of bullishness. And it's just from here we can stop and then just zoom back into where we are, and then I'm back to the 1 hour now, and we're stuck inside this pattern. So this is kind of where we sit. And so if the 1 hour decides to lose 90,000 and we drop back down here to 88, looks like they may stop a bunch of people out. I will tell you, every time I see what looks like a symmetrical triangle, we dump to the downside. I could easily get stopped out here. It makes me think maybe I should just cut off my trades. It's like, it's a sketchy time. All right. So, well, you live and die by the sword. All right. Who's long, who's short? Who is long and who is short? How's your evening? Shout out to Baby Factory, man. It's been a great evening. God bless you, my friend. Thank you. So the more I look at it, the more it looks like Bitcoin does want to dump. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames. I mean, the 15-minute looks like it's in a head and shoulder pattern. That's about to dump us right there. And take us down right now. And say goodbye. That's kind of weird. If we lose the 200 MA, that's when I said I started to get bearish, right? If we lose the 200 MA. See, that's when I probably will cut off my trade. I usually don't lose the $2,000 for the $8,000, Then I'll keep doing that. I'll lose a few hundred, and then I'll keep doing it until I win again, right? Sketchy business to stay inside these trades. Like, here it looked like we were going to dump. We ended up making it through. I just chopped my soul at 220. I ignored the house and the goldfish. No pain, no gains. Let's go. They're funny. I long the house and the goldfish. Adam pumping while dog is interesting. I like to hear that. So, I mean, it looks like we could get a dump here even now on the 7 minutes, starting to get a little shaky. Already has lost the 200 MA. And the 1 minute has just lost the 200 MA, which we know can create nasty dumps to the downside here for Bitcoin. So here we stand. And man, it looks like it's going to be a dump. Doesn't look good. 384 now for BTC. No. Seems like it could bounce back to the upside, but I don't know. It does not look good. Let's take a look at the smaller time frames to see if we see anything happening that could kind of change the way we're looking at this. Price action gets me perspiring sometimes. Yeah, it looks like it just looks like it wants to dump. Attempting a bullish divergence there, but oversold stochastic, overbought stochastic. And a Bart Simpson there on the 1 minute and losing the 200 MA. Losing the sauce, 90,000. Yeah, 250. Now 90,285, getting the dump. Whenever you lose the 200 MA, nasty dumps to the downside. Every single time, I'm telling you, it's just like clockwork on the 1 minute time frame. People think the 1 minute is noise. It is not noise. Sad to say. You know, you got to see your bigger picture, but now you're losing. Look, now you're losing this trend line. Like you start opening the trend line too much, it doesn't make sense. So what I do here is I don't want to see this pattern because it gets in my way and I can't. And now you look to the 15 minute is coming for that 200 MA. And you can see there's a shoulder, a bit of a head and a right shoulder there. Looks like we may want to dump here to the downside for Bitcoin. And then lately what they've been doing is just, it'll wick back up. The next thing it'll be up here again. It's just been a very sketchy time to trade. You're in price discovery. You have people loading up on both sides. You have a lot of liquidity on either end. And it can go either way a lot of times. Here, we've been sideways for a while. Bitty Bitcoin. So can the 200 MA hold us down here on the 15 minute? This is it. This is the line of the sand. Can we get a wick back inside this pattern? Can the bulls show up right now and buy us back inside this line? Straight up, you can see there's support or resistance right there because you bounced already right off that level. Seven minute, 1 minute. Some bullish divergence there on the 1 minute time frame. Is it strong enough to hold us down? And now you flag this out, right? If you're bearish, you're going to make some type of bear flag. 21 comes into price action. If you're bullish, you're going to make an inverted head and shoulder, hopefully, and break your way back inside this pattern, right? You could bearishly retest and make a nasty dump too as well for Bitcoin. Oof. And it's funny, Saturday night, they pick a night when people aren't paying attention with low liquidity just to rock the market. I don't know, how do you, they just start shorting, heavily shorting, right? And start sending the liquidity down the line. They keep, or they keep opening orders here, opening orders here, opening orders here, and just keep pushing it. BOOKMAP says it's going to take us down to 85,000. We're going to get a nasty drop. It would make sense. The fear is just too high, right? It does make sense. At the same time, it could be a perfect time to buy alts and then they rip. I'm like, they've got me in that, that's why I don't touch my long-term holds. right? And that's why you DCA at the right times, because if you don't DCA at the right times, you're stuck in a position where it's really hard to make a decision right now. You know, my left trade is my left trade. You know, as long as I'm still up on my long-term bag, it's fine. But like, look, if this breaks down, that will just dump. And when a falling wedge dumps, they dump hard, like straight, fast. Then you'll be back in the 89s, and then people will panic sell again. Craziness. And now we did the symmetrical triangles breaking to the downside, period. That's it. Nasty, head and shoulder, right there. Shoulder, head, right shoulder, beginning its measured move to the downside. That takes you somewhere here to about like 89,180. So crazy. Altcoins starting to pull back a little bit too. And you're like, is this it? Sam telling us this is the dump of the century? I don't like that fear. It's so high. It is just so high. You know? Yeah, it's just so high. I mean, the greed. It's the highest I've ever seen it in my life, you know? Now, could the money pour into altcoins? Possibly. But they all seem to be kind of looking a lot like Bitcoin, you know? So what I do is I just took my SEI position off the table for $7,000. You see what I mean? I just took $7,000 profits on my SEI. Maybe it continues to pump and I have to limp in for way more at another time, and Bitcoin might come right back up. And I'll be like, wow, you know? But the greed is at such a high point, and maybe we get one more run. But I was looking for a bigger pump this weekend, honestly, and it didn't really come the way I was looking at. You know, I wanted today to really, you know, the charts were conveying. Let's take a look here. XRP took the cake, but let's take a look like Doge. Doge had a nice little bump, but came back down to reality at 36, 35 here, and it didn't get the follow through in the 4-hour time frame. I was looking for this 4-hour to just rip. You see, like you had the falling wedge and everything, curving stochastics so beat down, and we kind of just like, you know. And now it looks like we made that was a rally and a half, and we may start getting a move down here, in my humble opinion. So I would just, I don't know. I think people got, you know, and memes ripped, a lot of coins ripped, and I think people are a little just like, I don't know. Right? Now, again, you don't go sell I don't go sell my whole bag of everything. No. And, but what I do is I'm wary. I mean, you know, if Bitcoin can get back inside here and play ball, it'll cool us off. Things will get better. But right now, you know, that's a key level that we got to start watching right now for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the 15-minute. Saved by the Tutor domain on the 15-minute time frame. So far, so good, right? I didn't exit any of my other trades. You know, we'll see what happens here. So far, so good. I just, you know, some of my positions will take a hit, of course, right? But not everything. Got to have some type of capital. That way, if we take a nasty dip, you also have you can take advantage of the dip as well, right? So you could say, okay, just a little bit of a dip, perfect time to accumulate alts. These are just good prices to get into altcoins. They did break out already. Total looks absolutely amazing. You know, looks like Tether is about to dump even more. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance. So Bitcoin dominance looks like it may get a bit of a move here up. What makes an inverted head? And if Bitcoin dominance rips up, it is watch your alts a bit. Okay. May kind of pump up here and get a recovery move. The 4 hours very oversold. This Bitcoin dominance get a little bit of a move here back to the upside. Hold on, let me show you. About to draw this bottom trend line. My finger slipped there. So you're looking at Bitcoin dominance. Does it get a big move on up? And if altcoins dump, what's going to happen is people are going to run into Bitcoin because they won't lose as much money. So Bitcoin will pump, Bitcoin dominance will pump, and what will also pump is Tether dominance. So then you look at Tether dominance, right? And you can kind of start seeing what's happening there too as well, right? Tether dominance is starting to bump, which is not a good sign. Let's take a look at it in the 4-hour. Yeah, if that's so, if you can see the Tether dominance, let me get you out of here and zoom in for a second and delete this work. Okay. So we called this flag. The flag went perfectly, right? And now we have the secondary flag, and it looks like we kind of broke out of it, broke back inside. Depending, but that could definitely move further to the upside. We have some resistance at 44. Wow, and I just made $7,000, man. I don't even realize it, but SEI made me $7,000. Like I swung that thing. Again, you don't have to be addicted. You could just, when I used to be in the alt market and I used to see all these crazy things happen, it looks like we could get a bit of a move here. We might eventually get rejected, but it looks like 16, 17 hours, we may get a bit of a move here. And that could be a drop in Bitcoin, a pump in Bitcoin dominance, and a pump in Tether dominance, which would give a drop in total 3. So now we look at total 3. See how we're going to piece together what's likely going to happen in the next 4 or 5 days here? So this does have some bearish divergence, does it not? That is the definition of bearish div. You're overbought on the 4-hour time frame. And it suggests that you may start to kind of slow down here or cool off a little bit. Alts went on a beautiful run. They went from 570 million all the way to 800, almost doubled in value, right? About 60% to be, 3 of 5, right? So, now how bad is this pullback going to be? Is the question. But if the fear and greed is this high, there's got to be a pullback. It's weird. No one expects it to. November is everything's going to pump. And I don't want to be the bearer of the bears news. Like there's a chance we just get, it's just a little bit. It's like 16 hours and we continue. But we do get some type of a pullback, right? I wouldn't bail on every position. All right. I would take some profits around here. Been dumping all summer. So good news forever stacked and tethered. Exactly. So I'm just kind of letting you know the ideas here behind my thinking for coverage, right? That way you're covered, right? I mean, in my humble opinion. So okay. Yeah. So a little bit of a pullback looks likely on the market. Doesn't look guaranteed, and maybe they're just spooking us. Tomorrow we get a bounce right back up. It's business as usual, inverted head and shoulder, and we're ripping to the upside for the weekly close. And it's all like, no, you were scared. Let's see. What's good is I'm not short or too worried as long as we stay above the 200 MA on that 15-minute. But it looks like we may be toying with it here and breaking it to the downside. Once we break it, looks like we may come to the 30-minute, and then you're looking at 89. And then I just feel like that 88.5 area is calling our name to the downside. Again, it could go either way. Let's see what happens. So the next area I'd be looking at is the 30-minute 200 MA. You break that, then we're going to quickly drop to 88.5. Just what's likely going to happen. Okay. Yeah, we just seem to be rolling over a bit here, right? Yeah, so I'm tethering up pretty heavy because if we just get back up, I can always get back in. But if we take a massive dump, I don't want to get my complete, you know what I mean, handed to me completely. So I'm snatching up. I'm getting pretty heavy, you know, 80K in one spot, right? So I'm stacking, man. I'm stacking. Yeah. And good thing I'm here with you guys tonight, because I may not have seen this. People are partying. They're going to wake up and be like, dang, you know. And honestly, this is good because the prices were getting crazy for people. You want to get some good prices. These are good prices. These are some great prices, right? So, in my humble opinion, important, right? And it was just a taste of what could happen in the future. A lot of coins pumping, looking pretty nice too. Like Nair still looks great. Had a huge move to the upside. Okay. Just coming down to do a bit of a retest. I like what I'm seeing for Nair. All right. And honestly, massive gains were made today. So congratulations to anyone that was able to swing trade altcoins and make absolute damage. Let's see if we can stay above this, man, and we can fight off the storm here. And get tight. All right. If Doge breaks the 35 of the 1 hour, does that mean we dump to 19? I don't know what it means, honestly. Anything could happen. You know? Anything could happen. You guys got to be prepared for, you know, if you're ready to hold for 2 to 3 months, you're fine. Right? And honestly, most of these dips will probably very, very fastly recovered. Like, extremely fast. So, yeah. I just removed my clothes on my shorts, Sammy, getting me excited about a flash crash. Interesting. I think we retest 87,300. Small dip, it's nothing. Hey, there's a chance that this is it. We never break 90,000 here. I mean, look, resistance here. Bring this down a little bit. This is your, you know, a key area. Right here at 90,000. Right on this, you know, it's actually almost a little lower, but we seem to be right at that area. But like 89.9, you know. See the bounce? The chance we hold this down, we wiggle out, and we pump out of this amazingly. And this is, you know, and we have a huge pump. Anything is possible, my friends. Anything is possible. And everything is kind of watching Bitcoin. Bitcoin takes the dump, they're all going to dump. Bitcoin kind of levels off, we're going to level off. It's so creepy how all the altcoins are sitting in this waiting period for BTC. You know, wondering like when it's going to be, what's going to happen. And nobody knows for sure exactly what's going to happen, right? Buying the dip, selling the greed, buying the fear. I mean, this is just too high for me right here. Maybe we keep pumping. Maybe it's high greed and I'm wrong. And we pump through this high greed all the way to 97 and everything keeps ripping. And these are the last chances to get in. And I firmly believe that about some things. And I did make some big purchases recently. But only time will tell. You know? Let's take a look at total 3. Let's just look at the bigger picture for total 3. Like the daily time frame is a bit overbought, no? We've been running up. We're probably gonna have to come back down for a little bit. We're away from the 21. We have some bearish divergence. Like every time we've seen that, we have made a move down, right? And I'm not saying it might only be 5 or 6, 7, 8 days down, and then it's gonna be it could be a beautiful move up. You know? And nobody knows for sure. Sam and Gray Bitcoin makes a purchase live. Sam and Gray BTC makes purchase live. I don't know what that means. Breaking: SEC chairman will submit his resignation by November 18th. Yes, it's awesome. It's pretty. We were pretty sure that was on. We got that fish to us there. That information was given, but that's awesome. That's good to know, right? It was just enough was enough. It was abuse at this point, right? De Niro departure from the U.S. after so crazy. They depart the U.S. So insane. Mike Tyson health battle and the controversial class. Oh yeah, Don Lemon, so funny. I was just trying to see if that news was there. And shout out to my wife, me and my wife. God bless me and my wife. Just felt beautiful picture of me and her. I love her, man. Behind every great man is an even better woman, man. Every time. Every time. Every time. But yeah, Gary is peace out. It's awesome. And it's just, that's the, man, it's like, oof, finally. Absolute finally, right? Made 40K betting on Jake Paul. That's crazy, right? It was that simple, huh? It was that simple. What's the next PNUT? What do people think? Jorge. A lot of people like this Jorge. I like Jinin. I'm in Jinin. I keep seeing Jorge. Georgie. And is that Jorge or is Georgie? Georgie, right? Georgie's some monkey, I guess. Something happened to some monkey. I don't know exactly, but I guess something happened to a monkey. And so it's not right. And so it's like, wow, everyone really if you look how many things you see Georgie, right? How about a walnut? Donald Pump, baby. You're funny. Sam, may you please do a TA on render? Yeah, let's take a look at render. As I have bags on bags. So yeah, it looks like we'll get a bit of a pullback. You're a little overbought on every time frame. About to get a tweezer top of the 3-day chart. Tells me that we could get a nasty pullback here. And it just may be that time, right? It may be that time. So, hey, what if it's not? You never know, but I got signs, man. I got signs. It doesn't look amazing. I've got to be honest. It doesn't look amazing. Did we lose that 15-minute 200 MA? Believe we did. Nope. Still hanging on by a thread here. We lost it there though, but just like barely. And we've got some tweezer wicks in there. Almost a bit of a bullish divvy. And his bullish divergence trying to hold us down. MACD. RSI still has more room to go down, possibly. The battle for Bitcoin continues. How's the chat doing, everybody? I'm just kind of like sitting here like, Oh, the peanut is Harambe. To me, only seems like it's a matter of time. Everyone likes this Harambe. I've heard about it so many times. I hear Harambe for months though. I've been hearing Harambe, right? FWOG finally getting that pullback. It went from 7 cents when I called it to 70 cents. It did a 10x from when I called it in the trading group. Unbelievable. I actually have the chart. I keep it here as a souvenir. When I first gave it to you guys, we might even seen it a little earlier when it was 2 cents, but when I first definitively gave it, it was about 7 3/10 cents right there. It did a 10x from that entry. Never hit the stop. Continued to flow. I think it went down a little bit, but pumped continuously to the upside. This thing was on a mission. Thought 19 cents was 163%, and this thing went all the way to 70 cents and change, and beyond, and beyond. So Bitcoin battling 90,000 right? Battling 90,000. You could take us down to 86K. It's possible. And it looks like we may be bailing here, right? Definitively getting close a candle below the 200 MA in about 10 minutes and 16 seconds. Next stop would be the 30-minute 200 MA, then the 40-minute 200 MA right here. Looks like they would come meet each other right down there. And it's looking like, look, a shoulder, head and a shoulder, like there's about to be a nasty drop here for Bitcoin, in my humble opinion. All right. Great day to DCA a little bit into these coins. Great day to take a little nibble here and there. Right? And if that dumps hard, I mean, you're going to take, I mean, the greed is just too high. The greed is too high. The greed is too high, right? Check out Brett's cat. Interesting. I'm taking a thought here, because I got some heavy bags. My goodness. Huh. All right. Yeah, there it is, 89.8. So we could see a dump for Bitcoin. It didn't look good. We've lost a key level. It looks like we're headed down to 88,500, everybody. And I cut off my longs, those beautiful longs that looked amazing. Nope, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? I'd rather wait for us to get back inside the pattern here, which we very well may, but I don't know. We've been waiting all weekend to keep these key areas. We were supposed to break out. Resistance. We did not. Sell pressure was too heavy, in my humble opinion. These mainly break to the downside. Remember, we talked about this morning opening the head short. With the stop right here, you're actually in the money now on the head short, which is sad to say, right? But it's just the facts of life. The money has been made so far on that head short. We were somewhere here this morning talking about it, if you remember correctly, with me. And there it is, you know. Black Friday come today, baby. We on fire. We fine. Yeah, no, life is okay. It's just like sideways action to me. I don't know. That's a pretty nasty drop. We could see it happening. And there we head back down to 89,005 for Bitcoin. All right. And just looks likely here for BTC. Everything taking a tumble now to the downside, getting those pullbacks, some heavy pullbacks, right? Dang. Oh. Yeah, we dumping. Oh, yeah. There it goes. You can see it before it happens. The market tells you what's going to happen before it happens if you know how to use the moving averages. I told you, the second we lost this, it's over, man. I don't know why the bots react so fast. And then we go to the 30. Then it's the 45. We're coming for the 45 200 MA. And then it's to the 1 hour 200 MA, which is all the way going to be down there. You're going to meet that somewhere down here at 86,000 for Bitcoin. We could easily, I mean, these are good prices. I would be DCAing into BTC right now. That's if I didn't have enough. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy, but bang. All right. Are you not entertained? Smash the like button. Let's go. Amen. First comes the dip, then the rip. Amen. They could put us right back into position here. You never know. You never know. But it is nice to tether up here and have my tether nice and cozy next to me. I seem to always tether up at the right time. I tell you that. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Shib to Pepe, Pepe to Shib, baby. All the way to Avi and waves and in between. Injective and Link. From grass that's green. Get it? Pendle, super, duper, sweetener. You are my... You make some like... You write like a love letter to your girlfriend and it's all in like crypto, like sweet nothings. I'll buy you some H-bar. Then I'll take your heart. I'm just messing around. It's funny, right? People are like, what a nerd. What a nerd. So I was just thinking right now, right? Someone said Adam was pumping, and I was like, no. So look, the total market cap in all of the cryptocurrencies, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, you know, we need to see them kind of hold tight here and make a flag and stay nice and tidy. All right, that's what we want to see. We want to see them stay above this support. We don't want to see them break. We break support, they're going to come down. And they could hold against Bitcoin. Like Bitcoin could drop. They don't have to dump as hard. Let's take a look at Sol BTC and see how it's holding up. If Sol BTC is holding up against Bitcoin, I used to use ETH Bitcoin, but I really think Sol is the premier coin. And so look, I mean, that's interesting, right? It does want to dump. We'll see if we lose this, but there's the chance that we don't lose that key level. Think about it. It's the meme factory. That's going to continue behind the scenes. People don't really care about Bitcoin. And so that could keep Sol alive against Bitcoin. So Bitcoin could dump and Sol may not. We'll see if Sol loses this key level and drops like Bitcoin does. You know, it may if Bitcoin takes enough of a hit. But if Bitcoin, you know, there's a chance Sol stays here and we kind of boogie through this, you know, in an amazing way. So, selling 18 million way to cash in the 78. What? PNUT about to small pump with a 5-minute. Interesting. Let's take a look at PNUT here. PNUT the squirrel on Messi. Where is that Messi? Messi? Someone said it's going to pump on the 5. I don't know. I see a possible bear flag, man. If Bitcoin continues down, everything's going to sell off. It's crazy, right? And I mean, when PNUT pumped, you don't think that's a bit of a topping out time? Like a lot of people were getting, you know what I mean? I don't know. That was definitely retail, right? It was a lot of retail that got into PNUT because, right? We had the end of a cycle. We had the presidential pump. It's strange. Like, I believe we're supposed to keep pumping, and maybe we may. We just need a couple weeks. Shout out to iTrust Capital, the best place to save for retirement with cryptocurrency. They will hold your Bitcoin in custody, safe and sound. You won't have to worry about hiding your seed phrase or any of that nonsense. It'll be all nice and tidy for you. Okay? Check it out here at itrustcapital.com. Buy and sell cryptocurrency, gold and silver with your IRA at iTrust Capital today. All right. And there's the Lumpski. I see 88,000, and this looks like the bigger pullback is in play now for Bitcoin. All right. And you never know. I could be wrong. You'd think more people would just be buying it up to the point of no return, but there's whale games here that I don't know about. And I just go by the charts, right? Yeah, too, very far away from the 200 MA on the 4-hour time frame. Just very, you know, throughout all our pumps, we never got that far away from it. And we are just like completely gapped away. Still a good chance we don't break that. Let me show you something. I mean, there's a chance we don't break this trend line, but it's, you know, it's sketchy for sure. That's a decent trend line, right? I mean, you got to hold that one there. But if you break that, I mean, it just says you gotta have to come somewhere maybe to 80. That's what I keep drawing the fib. I'm getting this $84,000 level there with the high volume node. And I'm getting like 79, 80,000. Every time we have a huge pump, we pump back. But everyone thinks we don't. You got a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder here. So, didn't lose anything if you didn't sell. Yeah. I have a friend named Georgia. Maybe I buy him Georgia the Monkey coin and send it to him. I don't know, man. Pretty weird. So, look, do we have a move here all the way down to 85,000? Looks like that's what BOOKMAP suggests we can. I just want to prepare you. I can't stand when I have to tell everyone when we're going to the downside before it happens. And let's, you know, there's a chance that we get a bounce back, but it doesn't look likely to me. All right? And, you know, despite all this nonsense, I wanted to share a win with each and every one of you. I was hoping we could share a win together, right? And so that win was what you guys did for me. Unbelievable. So let's talk about the win here. And let's I got to break it down because I'm so excited. I think I cried this morning. I'm not going to cry. No crying. Crying's for sissies. Your channel got 10 million views so far. 10 million, whatever, right? Just 10 million, not a big deal. Like, there's like so many people have way more than that. It's not a big deal. But you know what? Compared to all the friends and the family members I know and everyone I know around me, they don't have 10 million views. You know what I mean? It's a big accomplishment to me, and we're on our way to 100,000 subscribers and counting, and we've been ripping it. Throughout the bear market, we went through every single day, never stopped creating content, kept pushing no matter what. It did not matter. It did not matter. I never left. I made more content than you. Look at Alex Becker. Nearly 4 years of crypto content, filmed back to the FTX crash. 4 years while everyone left, mocked, dumped, and the most boring period in crypto history. Years if he's still in crypto, LOL. I never left. I made more content than you. You will know my name, Becker. I promise you that. Sam Price. Remember that. Sam Price, right? But it's like we were here every single day, man, from one bull market to the next. We gapped bull markets with these 6 screens in front of us, kept grinding, kept moving, kept making it happen. This is where I am right now. This is what I'm looking at right now while you guys are in your, wherever you are. That's the room I'm in right now as we speak. Very high ceilings. Small hands, Connie food. Smell like cabbage. That's not your mother. It's a man, man. That's my mother. Looks like we're going to continue this dump down to the downside here. Out the bear flag to 88,291. Now you got local resistance. If Bitcoin can't get back above 89,770, expect more downside. All right. Yeah. Becker sold his last company for 4. Oh, Becker's the man, dude. Yeah. We're going up right now. Yep. He does that for fun. Becker's worth like almost $1 billion, man. 100%. I look up to anyone has a bigger net worth than me that grinded and something similar that I did, an entrepreneur, right? So. What will the top of Ethereum be, you think, in 2025? What do you guys think the top of ETH will be? Crying for gratitude is the most human thing you could do, brother. God bless and congrats for the milestone achievement. Amen. Thank you so much, Mars Solo. God bless you, man. Thank you. And remember, great prices for Bitcoin. People will buy here. But that greed is just, whoa. Whoa. It tells me to be very, very careful of the greed. Be watchful of the greed. Right? Ah, what a beautiful day it is to be alive, my friends. What a beautiful day it is to be alive. And I'm just like doing inventory in my head right now. Peanut the squirrel could come. I'm looking at Bitcoin. It should look exactly the same though. Yeah, they do. Look. I mean, that definitely broke out, right? Like, you'd have to say that broke out of the flag. It didn't break down. So maybe it does something like this. Then it breaks down, you know. I gotta say it, everybody. What a cruddy Saturday night, right? Right? They take low volume and just blah, right? But again, to me, every dip is a good time to scoop some BTC. Every single dip. Let's take a look at SEI. All right. Big move for SEI. We got it into 40, 42. It ripped all the way up to 55. It did a nice, beautiful move to the upside. Okay. Let's take a look at the daily for SEI. Why I liked it, what I was looking at, what's going on. And the bigger time frames for kind of everything that I'm looking at. Just looks like we're going to get one last chance to get some of these altcoins like 3 to 4 days straight, you know, maybe 5 days from now. Just back at some of these key supports before they take their bigger moves. You know, maybe we end up making something like that, asymmetrical and breaking out, but it just looks like we may get like SEI back down at 42 again before we, you know, we get our rip. 4 hours very overbought. We got the pump. It was awesome. This is the 4-hour flag that I talked about that a lot of coins were in. We got a pump, right? I just sold, took some profits. Looks like we may get a pullback here on the 4-hour. We can swing back in. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it pulls back here and it flags out. And this thing never looks back again and I'm chasing. You never know. So for me, it is about building altcoin positions unless you're over. I felt like I was a little overextended, so I just wanted to take a little piece of that action back. But again, this could be a quick dip right back in there. And so like, I'm not going to go and start going through my whole portfolio and selling every altcoin I have. Okay, I'm just not going to do that. But if I added something recently and it was pretty heavy and I'm up pretty nice, I just took some off the table. That's all. All right. That's all. I was up $7,000 in a couple days. I didn't want to be greedy. I saw the fear and greed at the very highest point it's ever been at. I felt like maybe I should take it. Whenever I haven't taken profits there, it's hurt me horribly. And so it reminded me that, hey, you know, maybe I might want to just take a little bit of profit. So like near dump right now to 70, but it bounced right back up to 583. Like, right. Shout out to Arthur Crypto for the 20 super chat. God bless you. Thank you. If you want to jump into my trading group and find out what we're doing, learn about all the different coins that I'm putting out, all the things that we find, all the gains that we make. For instance, I put out virtual in a perfect setup. It was absolutely just gorgeous, right? It was tight moving averages ready to go up, and virtuals looks like this thing may continue. A lot of coins won't care about Bitcoin. They got their own ecosystems. They're hot. Bitcoin will pull back, could give us actually some movement here. I would watch virtual for this here. This is likely to go sideways and possibly get even more gains. But we gave this exact trade in the trading group before it pumped to the upside beautifully. Shout out to anyone that jumped on in and may or may not have taken that, learned from it, or at least just saw it. Because sometimes even just seeing something for your subconscious is helpful, right? We gave XRP out the flag, secondary flag, all the flags as it continued to rip. We looked at it today for you. Nexa banging to the upside, out that flag as well. And it just continues to rip, everybody. There's money to be made, gains on gains on gains. DGen for 322%. I saw it in the cup and handle, getting tight. High volume node, tight moving averages, low stochastics. I'm going to teach you this stuff over and over again. It happens over and over again. Join the trading group to find out more at CryptoLifer.com. That's CryptoLifer.com. We make it so easy to see. It's pinned at the top of the comments. You click on it, you're at the website, you're ready to go. Do you think XRP is done correcting? It's a good question. We got to look at it. We got to look at it. Bitcoin liquidation heat map says that we go lower. We go all the way to 85,000. It says we're in for a doozy tonight and a bit of a sell-off. That's what it says. That's what it says. I could be wrong, but the grade is, when the grade is this high and I did not take profits, I regretted it beyond belief. I did every time in my life. Every single time. So I just feel like I'm going to regret it again, possibly, you know. And so I'm taking profits, man. I'm doing what it does, you know. And maybe it's a bad idea, but I'm doing what I got to do to protect the purse. And I'm showing you, look, I got $100,000 now sitting in Tether because the greed, it's the highest I've ever seen it. All right. I'm down in a bull run. FM, you guys are great. I have DGen at 43, XRP 43 spot, looking to short Peanut passed away, so Peanut's mimic selling is lower than who's still alive and could use the money. You guys are funny, man. I see what you're saying there about Jorge. If that's, is it Jorge, you know? Wow, FWOG. It looks like we're gonna, you know, we were on a run too for a while. I think everyone was seeing if this symmetrical triangle was gonna hold either way, and nobody knew. And everyone was kind of sitting there and waiting. Yeah, this is probably a good coin to accumulate. Everyone's talking about it. It's probably the next peanut. It could go to zero, but I just see too many people. It's got 1 million in lock liquidity, 16 million in volume. I believe this is a smart pickup as a meme. You know, it was a mummy. It was taken by the police. We're going to get the pullback. Then it gets a cup and handle. Pull a little Fibonacci here. It comes back down to that 786, which is also a previous support of resistance. Remember, this pullback is an opportunity. Don't get ready for the opportunity. Don't get yourself too twisted here. Realize that there's a massive opportunity coming your way, and this is a chance to take some massive, you know, moves your way, right? And don't be afraid to take profits along the way every once in a while. Okay? And look, we may just pump right back up here. This may be business as usual for Bitcoin. They may just be getting some stops out the way before we pump again. You never know. I just got to heed this. This is just nutty. Whenever I've seen this, we've taken a dump like I wouldn't believe. So if we don't, this will be the first time we don't dump when the fear and greed is at 90. It will be the first time we've never done it. And maybe we pump all the way to 99 and we rip into Santa rallies and then the dump comes. It's possible. I'm exposed. We'll see what happens. All right. And Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Amazing times to be alive, right? It won't be the first time. It has happened before. Looking at the base memes, Crash, Bolt, and Nogwai. Interesting. Kept pumping once only. Pump it to 99K. I'm exposed as well. I set my stop losses. Can go to sleep soundly. Amen. Just imagine if no one sold and everyone bought the dip. Last bull cycle, 2020 fear and greed was at 90 for 3 months. I don't think so. Maybe you're right, but I don't remember that. I don't think so. No. The GPU on my computer that starts racing up when I start trading view up. Get an explosive move. Works better than tight moving averages. That's my secret. I know, you can hear it, right? Shh. I get the same thing. Thanks for showing up every day, Sam. You entertain us every day. God bless you, my man. How far down you guys see peanut dumping? Anyone see 123 or maybe 134? It's possible. Peanut was euthanized, said the man. They could have had him as a... Sui, XRP, and Mattress. Should I close my long on Bitcoin? You got to do whatever makes you happy. But to me, it's looking pretty bearish. And we broke down from the bigger triangle. So it's telling me that, yes, we're going to get a dump here. And there's going to be opportunities to buy these altcoins at a cheaper price. I could be wrong, but that's what I see happening. That's what the charts convey. So crazy, man. It's been the altcoins have been tough. There's been money to be had, but you have to be selective. It was been a lot of memes, and you got to know when to take some profit here and there. You know, I've taken more profits in this bull run on and off than I ever really had in my life, and it's paid off over time. It really has. You know. The good coins will hold their own pretty much in the dip, you know. How you figure that out is you want to look at your BTC pairs. Let's look at RNDRBTC. And yeah, RNDRBTC looks like it can't really lose much more against Bitcoin. You see, like Bitcoin dumps and Render might dump a little bit, but it looks pretty much unfazed. I feel like it's bottomed here. I mean, maybe it could continue to get beat up. I guess it has been trending lower against Bitcoin. But it finally made that low. Looks like that higher low in ape in a way.
Bitcoin can buy a 90K. I don't know what that means. Hey Sam, can you take a look at FKETH? Let me know your thoughts. I mean, I don't know if I want to. It doesn't sound right. Right? You know what I mean? Keith sounds like, you know, yeah, like, yeah, and it's I can't do that. Yeah, not cool, man. Don't do that again. You know better too. Okay, yeah, it's not classy, bro. Have some respect for yourself. Sorry, you said it, I didn't. I'm just saying. Everyone always gets offended. Have some respect for yourself over here. Yeah, you don't have to be the class clown. I mean, you're older than that. Okay. Bald holla. Like, this is crazy. GONESLER, you think GONESLER might have been, right? Might have picked up a bit more there. It's like Gary, you know what I'm saying, right? I want to make sure, yeah, that's the one there. 1.8 mil. Could just be getting started. Maybe people don't know about it yet. You know, it came up, came back down. You never know, though. But, you know, you gotta love it. I see this thing could do numbers. Russell on base. Most alts have been downtrending for 8 months, aside from this small 10% jump the past week and a half. I feel like alts are getting primed to run. Let's go there. Oh, I mean, alts are about to start getting on a massive run. It's definitely your last zones of accumulation, in my humble opinion. These pullbacks are great for Bitcoin, all right, and for the altcoins. You don't always get these opportunities. These are the opportunities of a lifetime, my friends. Super chat, SWE, XRP, Mantra, DIA, Brett's Cat, and Caspa. Let's have some fun here. Let's deep dive into SWE. I'm going to learn something just like you. Let's have some fun together here. So we're going to delete everything, the moving averages, right? We're going to double click and we're going to ask ourselves what's happening. So if we didn't know anything, you'd say that would pull back to a 618 retracement, right? You would just say, I mean, it looks like we would get a bit of a pullback, right? That looks like what could happen to me. It makes sense. And then we came back down here to this, 2.56 area. All right. Hey, Bitcoin could come back to 90K and all could be well. We'll see. We're battling it though. 89,780, 89,008. Bitcoin's kind of, toying around the key level. It did get a slight bounce there. But SEI to me just says it will come back down to this key area, right? Slap on the moving averages. Yeah, you're very far away from the daily 21-day moving average. Whenever I've seen that, we've had a bit of a pullback, right? You look at your 3-day chart, your 5-day chart, they're all pretty extended. The weekly, very overbought. You've been pumping since basically August on this thing. So it tells me there's got to be somewhat of a pullback. Usually September is the dump. We didn't get the September dump. It's almost like it got moved to now. It's a bit weird, and we could get super bullish and just end up making a more higher trending flag, which could make sense to me. But I do see some type of pullback for SWE. Levels I'd be looking at to purchase SWE is 320, right? If you get lucky at 292 and super lucky at 261, like those are the three levels I would be really, really staring at. Yeah, 89,660 now. Bitcoin getting the moon to the downside, not looking healthy for Bitcoin. And we called the dump for you here on the live stream before it happened. Using my parameters, I tethered up in front of you, and we're starting to see just a pretty much of a dumpage here, all around the board. I'm still going to keep one big position, but I'm basically going to cover most of the ones that were in profit. You see? So Today, actually, I swung trade and made about 10 or 12, I mean, almost like 12, 13 grand, you know? So it's kind of like, well, I didn't really want to do. That wasn't the plan, you know? But if I can get it cheaper, so be it. If I have to buy it a little different, when you're swinging that much, it doesn't really matter because it's like, you know, I'll just up the position and buy more than what I lost on the move. You know what I mean? If I believe we're going to be at the right time. If I time it right, it doesn't matter. So that's kind of the way I look at it. But that's a bearish div. We're overbought. You know, it would be awesome if we bounce and we make the flag here. So you're looking to see if Bitcoin just, I mean, if the altcoins never lose this key level though, you know? So only time will tell. Could we get sideways price action for the altcoins? Or are we going to get shredded to the downside pretty nastily here? So if the altcoins lose 779, they're going to drop pretty quickly to $700 billion. Go lose $100 billion, right? It's a lot of money, right? 100 billion ain't no joke. Super chats, XRP, Mantra, DIA, Brett's Cat, and Caspa. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I see virtual something that's kind of doing its own thing. Watch it very closely. It could continue to make a flag here for the next, you know, day or two and then pump. I would definitely keep virtual on the radar as something kind of a little more immune to what Bitcoin's doing. Doesn't mean it's going to do forever, but if anything could, it is, you know. What I also do is I like to see when everything's dumping now, I go to CoinMarketCap. We take a look here in the last hour, and you want to see what's pumping. Well, Mantra DAO is pumping. Someone asked me about it, right? ENA is pumping. Only two really things that have any kind of movement to the upside here. Bitcoin at 89,640 and really battling key levels, dragging these altcoins down pretty nastily. Bulls run over is a very big psychological point, but close to 100K. Yeah. The bull run is not over. I'm not telling you, but it looks like we may get like a 6 to 7 day pullback. I'm not by any means do not believe the bull market is over. I hope no one conveys that idea from what I'm saying. I hope none of that is what I you know, you're hearing me say. Mantra DAO. I bought this thing a long time ago when no one even really thought about it or cared about it. It's funny. I have it staked somewhere if I remember doing something. USDT, right? Mantra DAO. It's on Poloniex, Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, Blowfin. They got it on Blowfin. CoinEx. I like CoinEx. So this thing did damage in the last couple days. Went all the way from 134 to 296. It just always seems to be the one. And actually right now, while Bitcoin's doing dumpage, this looks like you could do some pumpage. So right now it's getting tight inside the flag still, and the FOMO is real for this. So there's a chance this just pumps no matter what. And the level you take it to is 385. I mean, that would be a pretty big pump here from 295. Again, you never know, and it's high risk with what Bitcoin's doing, but this suggests that you could continue further to the upside and maybe get that nice move. Resistance here, bounce. And then we take a look here at the price note. On the K-line. On the K-line, baby. You know what the K-line is? Do you know what the K-line is? Who here knows what the K-line is? I taught my students today or yesterday. Do you know what the K-line is? Are you on the K-line? Getting on that K-line, boy. And again, altcoins are just, people are going to use this opportunity, I believe, to buy more altcoins. So money is going to flow into the alts. Ohm could get a nice pump tonight. It looks like it very well may continue off some hidden bullish divergence. You know, you got hidden bullish right here, which suggests that this could move higher. A very, very strong signal. All right. Hidden bullish div. Okay. Mantra, Ohm, USDT. Mantra DAO. I mean, the only thing looks super, it looks so hot right now. It's on CoinX and KuCoin. Might be on MEXC, but I don't know why it isn't. Chance it is not, though. Only thing looking hot tonight, honestly. You guys are always spot on with the hotness. Appreciate that. All right. So I just lost the chat for a second. I don't know why. Okay, K-line shows the opening and the closing of the candle, right? Yeah, it is. It's basically the name of the candle. It's either a candle or K-line. It's just the proper name of a candle. The K-line. Yeah. I got airdrop polo on base while back, and I see it now, 300%. Interesting. And let's take a look at XRPZ. Is it going to continue its massive move to the upside today, or is it pulling back hard? Look, it made this possible, beautiful move there, but, you know, lost the levels and then drops to the downside. It was getting so hot and heavy. Again, you're probably away from the, you know, the one. Yeah, exactly. See, 1 hour is very far away from the 21-day moving average, as is the 8-hour time frame. You know, I'd pick a pretty big time frame, 8-hour daily. And this thing is likely going to pull back. I know you don't believe me, but it's very likely it's going to pull back all the way somewhere to 82. All right. You never know. I mean, it went on such a rally. Maybe things just turn up and we start to pump tomorrow. I don't know. But when the fear and greed gets that high, I just feel like it's time to take some profits somewhere, somehow. Right? It just makes sense to me. But, you know, I could be wrong. I've been holding XRP for a long time. It would kind of be hard to sell some XRP right now. But it is a pretty good compared to where it's been at. And it hasn't been there in a long time. Right? I mean, boom, right? Take some profits on XRP, wait for it to dip, and buy it back at 80 cents. Sounds like a perfect plan to me. If it just continues to rip, then I'll miss out. So be it, right? Is it going to continue to rip? Doesn't look likely. The 4 hour looks like it's going to dump. It went on such a massive move today, right? And so people are going to start to take profits. I mean, that makes sense to me. You're just too far away from that 20. Whenever you gap away from the 21 in that manner, it usually is unsustainable. For me, it definitely is unsustainable. So a buck XRP is absolutely amazing. And again, I'm just saying, this looks like a 4 to 5 day pullback. It doesn't look like a huge pullback. And look, Bitcoin already 89.9. We could get back to 90K here and start pumping. It's not all the worst thing in the world. I just want to reiterate that. I don't want to be like, we're dumping to the downside forever here. Could be a nice pullback, and we could just start to have a nice sideways little flag here and just really start to get busy again. And alts will start doing different things, and different alts will rip, and we will pump. So it's a good time to DCA. If you're up huge and you're heavily exposed, maybe time to take a little profit, but you never know. Can you take a look at Altura? It had a nice pump. I remember Altura, old coin. I still hold some of this thing. I'd like it to see it come back up. ALU, right? Altura. And they have it on MEXC. Wow, back to 5 cents. Okay. Yeah, across the Tutoring and ripped. I mean, they all got their initial breakout from their bottom. And usually you'll consult, like, see this, like, even here when you broke out. Like, you'll break out, you'll consolidate. Break out, pull back. At least you see your pullback 5 to 6, 7 days, and then you'll rip again. I'm not saying it's going to be the biggest dump ever, but it just looks like a lot of coins are ready for their pullback to the 21. 6, 7, 8 days, and then they could pump again. But they went on exposed rallies that pushed them to their heights, and it looks like things are going to pull back. Altura to 5 cents looks like it can pull back somewhere to, 4.5 at the low, maybe 4 cents. All right. Flip-flop chart says it's going down. Oh wait, now it's going to pump. No, not at all. When you trade, it's very similar to trading chess. You don't know what the person's going to do. If you knew what was going to happen, then you'd be able to do it immediately, I'm telling you right now, it's likely we're going to pull back. I put 100 grand in Tether. I'm not flip-flopping, right? If I was flip-flopping, I'd be sitting there like, I made action. I made behavior. I actually did something. I see that we're overbought on some key areas. And, what I don't see, though, what XRP could do is it could do something like this here. And it may make a higher high first and a bearish div and then get a pullback, right? It may not be over that psychological dollar area for XRPZ. Remember, I have 100 grand of rented. I'm not selling it. That could go down to 80K, 60K. It's okay. Yeah. Super chat, DIA, Brett's cat. Let's take a look at DIA USDT here. That thing's getting pounded, right? Look at that thing. It's been getting sold off since October 22nd after that huge pump. You just want to see it come back down to the golden pocket, set possibly the 786. So the second it hits the golden pocket, I start to DCA. If it continues down to the 786, I continue to DCA. If it rips off the there, I DCA a little more off of one last pullback, and that's it. And that's my strategy for accumulating. Thank you so much, Ernest Lee, for gifting memberships. God bless you, Ernest Lee, my man from Decrypted.tax. And everyone, it is tax season. It is coming up fast. Streamline your crypto and DeFi taxes with their cutting-edge software. Ernest Lee owns a Bored Ape. He's my buddy. He's a crypto enthusiast. He's a lawyer. And the guy knows his stuff, man. He's awesome. And he's a CPA at his finest. So check him out. He's an expert in cryptocurrency and DeFi tax preparation. They'll get it done for you. Schedule a free consultation today at Decrypted.tax. Okay. What's your opinion only on CLV Clover Finance? I need some opinions, please. All right. All YouTubers except Mr. Price have been saying altcoin season, bye. They will say this all the way to the bear market. Thank you. God bless you for saying that. He said, Ohm breaking out. So easy to say Ohm, right? It's just like, it is boom. It is. Just a little bit there, though. But yeah, you are correct. It's up from 294 to 308 already. All right. I love your motivation. Hive operation style. Would you check out PENG OS? Maybe too small market cap, too risky. PNG? Penguin? PENG? I don't know what it is. PENG, but it had a low, a high. What's your opinion on Clover Finance? I don't know. I've never really thought about it, used it, or I don't know. I don't have one. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't. Yeah, I could look at the chart. Do you want? Looking at the chart and having an opinion. An opinion and me looking at the chart, they're two different things. When I look at the chart, it's really not my opinion. Everyone should get a phantom wallet. Just saying, amen. Hey, Sam, do you know anything about Wolf, Land Wolf on Sol? Sorry about that. Yeah, we like Land Wolf a lot. Always really performs pretty well. It does good in technical analysis. Like whenever I, put it inside of a tight panic or a move, we got a pretty nice move out of Land Wolf. So I like it. I'll take a look at it. I do know that coin though. We know it well here. Let's take a look here at LWOLF on MEXC. Is it holding its own? Wow, the last time I put it out, I said LWOLF was going up 90, and my target there was 000163, and it hit the exact target, wicked above it, and then dumped. Wow. LWOLF went exactly where I figured it would go. Pretty nuts. How do you know that? The measured move. That was the measured move. The previous leg after consolidation, and you broke out, you broke back inside, and then you made this, and then you ripped. Wow, LWOLF. Congratulations to anyone that jumped into LWOLF. We were looking at it when it first came out, really. And then we saw this Adam and Eve double bottom. I mean, that's an 8x there for LWOLF, 7.5x. And even then, when we put it out here, about 100% gains, a little over it, depending on where you got in. Do you think we should hold PNUT? I don't know, man. I would never tell you what to do. You got to think for yourself. I'm not going to think for you. Yeah. God bless you, though. Brett's cat? I don't know. What's the name of that Brett's cat? Like, Vibe Cat has Bulla's cat. That's kind of funny. He got a little cat. That guy is kind of famous. That's a meme that could do numbers, no? I could be wrong. Maybe it's a rug pull, because I'm not saying I'm a genius at this stuff, but this thing just came out on the 16th today. It's already got a $7 million market cap. I feel like this could 10x tonight, overnight. Like, that's that little dude on the internet, right? Hasbulla, like, cat PALITO. I mean, that thing could boom, right? I don't know. As crazy as it sounds, it really could, couldn't it? Let's take a look here at BTC, USDT. Remember, we're in a bull run, dips are for buying. But here, I'm going to show you what I see happening now, though, for Bitcoin. Yeah, that's too weird. So we broke out. We broke down 100% in my mind. So that's not even But could we look? We could be making this inverted head and shoulder. If we make that, we have some hope tomorrow for a bigger breakout. Or we could just be doing a bearish retest. Right? The most likely scenario is we bearishly retest the bottom of this channel and we continue to dump. But be open-minded that we make an inverted right head and shoulder and we break on out of here. And remember, we would likely probably drop all the way down to 88,000. Like, I feel like we would hit the whole length here. So look for the bearish retest in the breakout or the inverted head and shoulder in the break back in. The charts that you get back in, then I can trade the bigger trade again, We fall back, then we wait. And we look for better prices. But $90,000 Bitcoin ain't bad, right? I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. They say we go down to 85,660, possibly 86,000. Is the key levels we're going to have to watch here for Bitcoin. Hoppy took a beat down. Does it bounce off that key level? PALITO. This looks hot. I found this. No one found it for me. I found this myself just now. This thing looks hot, man. I've never seen so many buys, and this thing looks so hot. PALITO? Dang, man. And let's just see, like, I don't think I have any, it's like you just rip through all your, you go through all of it. It's crazy, right? Till there's just no soul left. PALITO. It could be a complete rug. Look, I got nothing left in the wallet. Like, I could point $50 in there, $40 in PALITO. It 10x's to $400, right? Got to put like $5,000 in there. Oh no. Hold on. I'll make sure I'm not rugged here. Look like a weird... I don't like what was going on there. Lonely cat. So much garbage, man. I'm telling you. So much garbage out here. Be careful with these nasty memes. These dirty, dirty memes. DIA looks like it comes back down to that 618. It looks like a beautiful time to snatch DIA. Between 50 and 70 cents would be an absolute steal. Absolute steal. Don't buy it. It's a rug. It looked like a rug, right? Slurf on Soul, thank you. Slurf's long time, just a dump. GPU. Soyan, Super Soyan. Keep coming here. You won't regret it. Shout out to Marcus. God bless you. Super Swean. Super Peanut. That's pretty funny. Super Swean. I mean, it looks cool. I don't know. It's super small market cap. Maybe you're onto something. Maybe you're not. I don't know, man. You know, let's make it a tight channel. TA says it could continue to break out based on technical analysis. That says it'll move. I don't know anything else more. I know nothing. I know nothing. He knows nothing. Let's look at Caspa, Ada, and Heroes of Mavia. Shout out to the super chats. Thank you so much for everyone coming on here on this beautiful Saturday night. May you stay blessed and amazing. I like Casper right now. Holding 14, doing damage. Doesn't really care that much about Bitcoin. If anything can hold its own, it's Caspa. Right? And it's getting tight inside this nice channel. Look at that. Looks to me like it's just coiling up and getting ready for a big move. When everything dumps, it might dump down a little bit for a couple days and then boom. I see Caspa making a really tight flag and then pumping out of here. Look for the 4 hour to pull back like everything else. Looks like we're going to get some type of pullback. We're a little overbought on the 4 hour time frame. It just is what it is. So you want to see that dump possibly back down to 13. Pump back up, get tight in that channel, and then that thing's going to rip. Very likely. If you lose the 200 MA on the 4 hour, then that's a different story. We'll go from there. Bitcoin getting back inside the magic here. Let's take a look at 90,100 for Bitcoin. And it looks like it's just cleaning it back, coming right back into position here. Just booming, right? Maybe it's a fake out. And we just come right back into position and we continue to pump. You know? Let's take a look here. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Weeks. Weeks is awesome. Really like the Weeks experience here, trading Weeks. So I'm still in the Weeks trade despite the dip there, held on strong. Can we get back inside the pattern? Was it just a weekend liquidity grab here? Or is it the beginning of something bigger? Was it the foreshadowing of the dump? I tethered up in case. You never know. Call me a wuss. You never know. But the greed was a little high. But I still got this trade open. We'll see what happens. Down 50. All right. You can see stop loss at 80. Or we go to 106, baby. 85 or 106. On Weeks. This is Weeks. Beautiful platform. Easy to use. You hit the long tool here, put your take profit, put your stop loss, drag where you want to go, click in your entry, rock it out with the open long or the short. It's awesome. You can short along the market at your disposal. Absolutely beautiful. You'll love it. If you know how to trade. All right. If you don't know how to trade, you need to get an education first and demo trade. Please. So here's the deal. Either we bearish retest or we make this a big inverted, or we bearish. This is just like a bear flag. And this is it here. We could either start a massive dump down or decide to hold our own here. And this is kind of only time will tell. But this is where we sit now. It's kind of like, we break back inside. This was just a stop hunt. We start to fall down. This is the beginning of the dump. To me, I'm a little more bearish. I'm feeling this is dumping. You know, not feeling what the charts are conveying me that it was a smart idea to tether up. But, you know, I don't know. I can't be, I'm not 100%. No one can be in this world. All we can do is prepare ourselves for what can and cannot happen and be okay with that, no matter what. To me, that's basically it. Okay. So that's kind of where I stand for Bitcoin. I don't know if it's like the best night. I would DCA into things. I always believe it's a good day to DCA, especially if there's some pullback or some red or some fear. You want to use that fear to your advantage, 100%. Let's take a look at the crypto bubbles here and see what's popping in the last hour. And everything's down, but ENA, we're going to take a look at that. ENA is still pumping for whatever reason. And it was just a great day all in all, though. XLM up 39, XRP up 19, Quant, Sand, Flare, Bonk, Neo. All the hot old coins. Ohm, Atom even getting a move today. Finally, Atom getting a move, which is crazy, right? Does it look like CLV will continue to pump or drop? I don't know. Super chat, Brett's Cat, Caspa, Ada are heroes of MAVIA. Let's take a look at MAVIA. So virtual looks interesting. Something that's worth possibly a DCA in there. I like Heroes of MAVIA. I've had it for a long time. It got pretty boring though. It hasn't done much. To me, gaming hasn't done much. It's an accumulation. This is the best place to buy things in my opinion, when the daily goes up and down for a long period of time around the same key zones. Eventually you're going to break out. I've seen it many, many times. As long as you're a substantial project that keeps pushing and they're not some type of rug, they're going to continue. I believe this will. I own it, so of course you better hope it does, but we'll see. Could be their meme plays are obviously hotter. There's some things that are better, definitely more in the limelight than this. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people just gamble, basically left it. But it's still a gaming project that I believe in that could do numbers. And when gaming comes back, next thing you know, you hear about it, people will be buying it, there'll be a frenzy, and it can happen faster than you realize. It's true. These things are true. Let's check out crypto rank. What's happening in the last 7 days? Aptos, Nereus, Peak. People looking at Peak. SWI, of course. ENA. We're going to talk about that in a second. Layer 0, 362. Holding that same area. IO.net. I like that coin. Act Prophecy did a pump. Unbelievable. Cetus, Solana still holding 215. Unbelievable. Swell pulling back. Does it have the, Solana, Grass token? And this Blast Royale, Noob, and X Empire. Definitely something people keep looking at is X Empire. Something about this coin says it's going to be big. It's going to be great. It's going to be one of the best coins we've ever seen in the history of the greatness. Getting very tight. We'll pull our Fibonacci here. Coming back to the 618. All the way here too. Yeah, somewhere to the 618 Fibonacci level. That's a key area to get a bounce. So, it got sold off. Things aren't looking amazing. And then Bitcoin struggling. Or do we get the bounce? I'm in the middle on this one here. 90,180 for Bitcoin coming back out of this. Break back inside the pattern, Bitcoin, and you're good to go. I have to just bow and say, you know what? That was a fake out. And you're back inside the pattern, loving life again. And this could be a shoulder, head, right shoulder. We're ripping tomorrow. And we're going to 108, 106,000. There's no reason to take that trade down. So we'll see. We will see, right? Bitcoin getting bought back up every time it dips. People want more Bitcoin. I don't see how it dumps. It doesn't make sense to me. But the fear and greed, I wish I didn't know this indicator, because it's the only thing that's got me on edge. It's the only thing that's got me on edge, because logically I do not see how this dumps. I don't. But I could be wrong. All right. Everything kind of pumping pretty hard too right now to the upside, which is kind of crazy. You know? So it was almost like a little dip buy. So you DCA and you hold on for dear life, apparently, when it comes to these coins. Because you just never know. And altcoins still look good to me above some key levels. Like, I want to talk about the altcoin market. Whatever Bitcoin does, I'm strictly really focused here, and there's a really high likelihood that we don't go lower than this whatever we just did here. Like, this was just our altcoin dip. That was your chance to buy some altcoins. Look at this. Someone just put in about $20 billion, $15 billion just came back into the market. Where did it come from? Where did 15 billion, you know, we just did, they sold and bought it back again. I mean, what the liquidation event, right? Seems like it was a liquidation event. Unbelievable. On a Saturday night too. And now we're back inside the pattern. So I basically, whenever we get back inside a pattern, I negate the fact that we ever left the pattern. As crazy as that sounds. We're right on the line right now, so we got to get back up at least a little into here. Anything is possible. So I tethered up. We'll see what happens tomorrow morning. But I'll be back at 8 in the morning. Let's see when that will be. And again, I'm in a whirlwind just like you guys. Like, this was nuts tonight. And I showed up on a Saturday thinking it was just going to be kind of flat. We've been flat all day, and out of nowhere we just went on this like crazy up and down shenanigans here. So tomorrow night at 8, I'll be on at 8 in the morning tomorrow, which is in 10 hours. So basically right there. So where will Bitcoin be when I wake up tomorrow morning? This was the time period. Will it be here? Will it have broken down? Where will Bitcoin be? It's going to be here on this line, but where will it be? We don't know. To me, I feel like it's, it plays ball. It hangs out. It's somewhere here at like 90,258. Like, it comes up, comes down. We'll see. Tomorrow morning, when I show up at 8 in the morning, we'll see. Are we in my green box here for Bitcoin? And let me double check to make sure we're in the right spot. Yeah, about 9 to 10 hours. That'll make sense when I come on right about there. Be careful. It's not all bullish and not all bearish. There's some shady signs here for Bitcoin, so be careful. My opinion, for me, what I would tell myself is DCA. That's what I tell myself. DCA into projects that matter. Don't get over leveraged. Focus on creating bags. Do your research. Buy things that you really believe in so you can't get shaken out of them no matter what the market does. And have a long-term investment plan no matter what. I mean, that's what I do. You do whatever makes you happy, but I have a long-term investment plan for myself. So if they try to shake me out or break me out, I'm able to hang out no matter what. Right? So they just bought this wick back up, man. All the way from about 89,004. So we're at a key area right here. We're either going to get back inside this pattern, or this is going to be a bear flag that's going to continue to dump here for Bitcoin. And I tell you what, I don't really, if we get back in the pattern, I'll long. If we don't, then I'm short. So right now I have to remain short until we can see Bitcoin get back inside. So you got to remain short with the probability till the probability changes. Right now that's a bear flag. Likely continue down. The bigger time frames say we need to reset. crazy though. Just looking at near on the flag on the 1 minute too, on the 1 hour, which looks pretty cool. Near almost kind of retested the 578 area. Got a bit of a bounce there. And it was at 639 last night. Near looks like it could go on a massive tear tonight. I'd be careful. Near might just do some damage like we've never seen, regardless of what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin might go sideways and Near could pump. Near's retesting. I would take a look at Near right here. Near's above the daily 200 MA, which is a beautiful sign. 6 evens, right? That's usually when things start to rip. You get above that daily 200 MA. And you look at the 4 hour, and we broke out, and it kind of retested on that wick just now. Does it come back down one more time down to that 560 area, give some love, and then pump? Or to 730. Near, man. A little bearish divvy there, but it seems to be defying it with support or resistance. Look, that's previous resistance. Now becoming support at 570 for Near. Sketchy night, man. It could go either way. I'll be honest with you. Some nights, that's it. Of my whole trading career, it'll be like say a 30 night career. Yeah, I'm not saying, but like say in the last 30 nights I've had, I'll be spot on. There'll be nights I look at it, I'll take the trade, I wake up, I'll be at gains again in the morning, and then there's days where I'm like, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I'm not taking that trade. I don't see my edge. My edge is in the middle, and that's what happens as a trader. If you have an edge, some days your edge is going to be softer than the other day. You're going to be like, well, it's not as strong as it was the other day. The probabilities don't read the same. If that's the case, you chill out. I will tell you, whenever I didn't take some profits at extreme greed, and I didn't tether up somewhat, I firmly regretted it every single time. But who knows? I could be wrong this time, and I might have to eat my words. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. This was tough for me to have to tether up in front of you. I don't like doing it, but I love you. I'll see you tomorrow morning, and we're going to break down Bitcoin. Remember, we're going to see if it's in the green box in which I placed for BTC, which is right there. And we'll find out where we're going to be tomorrow morning for Bitcoin. Looks like we're bearishly retesting and going to continue to the downside, but you just never know. I believe that's the case, though. I love you all. I will see you tomorrow. I am calling more short than long. Remember that. I did just call short basically until they show me something different. I have to remain short. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. because I'm going to arrange with the boys. I love you all. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay blessed. Stay amazing. Crypto is life. Thank you so much for your most precious asset, which is your time. I did not miss a super chat. I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it right now. God bless you. Forgive me, I'm a human being. I didn't miss it. I'm tired, man. I'm done. That's not missing. That's me being tired. I'm a human being. Give me a break. God bless you all. See you in the morning.